Let's just see if LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, cool, we're all on. So I wanted to discuss about the fact that I accepted being a fat bride, how I accepted that so easily. But before then, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity just to come and join me a bit later than normal. Circumstances. How should I put it? While I juggled my day around, I front loaded with clients in the morning, freed up from about 10 to half 3, so I could get a load of painting done on the kitchen ceiling. Whilst I was in the middle of painting, the joiner came around saying there's been a delay on him being able to fit the kitchen. So we're not getting the kitchen fitted for another 2 weeks today until the kitchen's fitted. So I'm a bit annoyed. I'm not annoyed at the joiner. It's like, shit happens, these things happen. And I'm just tuning into why am I annoyed and frustrated. One, because the kitchen ceiling looks shite and needs done again. And two, because I put aside my self-care, my self-development to push through and get the ceiling done, and it was painful. It's been a dark, rainy day. You can barely see what you're painting. My arm absolutely kills. Boo-hoo me, right? But it's one of these things that I want to tap in and share with you, because throughout I was trying to practice gratitude. I feel grateful for having this roof to clean. I feel grateful for this. I feel grateful. And it just wasn't happening the whole way through painting. And then a joiner turns up, like I said, just as about to finish, to say, by the way, you're not going to be able to do it for a couple of weeks. And I'm like cracking. I just busted my ass, pushed my self-development out of the way to get this done. And I didn't need to do this shit. I would have needed to do it eventually, but just in that moment. So I'm a bit like, meh. But my normal, it was really interesting. I tuned into like how I was feeling, and my cravings was to like go to the shops and just get like full sugar Coke. I need something to pick me up, give me a boost. Full sugar Coke, have some crisps, just let off steam for being a bit pissed off. And like I say, it wasn't at the joiner, I was just pissed off because it was a crappy job to do and it taken me away from what I wanted to do today, but it needed to get done. So I just wanted to kind of vent around that and go off and have full sugar Coke. Hi Natalie, have full sugar Coke, go and have the crisps, whatever that pick me up would be. When you're a bit of a meh, shitty day and you're just like, oh. But I resisted doing that. So instead, I'm on chatting here with you guys, and I'm going to share with you about me accepting being a fat bride, what happened and what that meant. And yeah, just share a bit of space with you guys. And I'm going to go and do my workout afterwards. So like I said, I've clocked up 9,000 steps. My arm is killing me, but I'm going to go and do a bit of a chill down because I need to release some annoyed frustration. Normally hitting out grit would be great, but when my arms are sore and my body's done so much today, that wouldn't be the kind thing to do for my body. So yeah, it's just tuning into your patterns when you've had a bit of a frustrating day. And everyone's like, just let the emotions pass, don't worry about it. But we're allowed to be annoyed. Frustrations happen, and like I say, it's not directed at the joiner. It's just because actually I pushed my own needs to the side today to take care of getting the ceiling done, and actually it's transpired that I didn't do it for another 2 weeks. So so the learning from today, from the universe today, is stop pushing your own needs aside for things that you think you have to do or must do, and just fit them in another time. I think that's a key learning. All right, let's get on to the subject then. I accepted being a fat bride. Now, what I would say around this was I was in a bit of denial beforehand about the fact that I was fat. I was in denial. I was 18 plus, buying bigger clothes, buttons were starting to pop out, but then I just have a few items in my wardrobe that I'd wear, so I was in denial. And then we decided we were going to get married after being engaged for 10 years. We were going to have our dream wedding in Bali. I thought, oh, that's great. It was about a year off, I think a year in the planning. And I went to, different fittings for wedding dresses and bought my dress. And it kind of dawned on me, oh, maybe I should lose a bit of weight, maybe look my best for my wedding, feel quite confident in how I look. And I was like, oh, looking into it a little bit, not too much because I didn't know nothing about it. And I was like, shit, this is going to take me more than a year to lose weight. And then I realized, oh, hang on a minute, I've just bought a dress. So I've got fittings, but there's only so much leeway that you can put on or lose weight before you have to buy a new dress. So once you paid the deposit and you committed or paid for that dress, you're committed to being that size. So you have to accept that you're going to be a fat bride. That's how it is. You just got to accept it, which is a bit rubbish, but it's the truth of it. So I had to accept being a fat bride because that moment of, oh, I'm going to lose weight had gone by committing. Now, was that a crappy time accepting that? No. No, it wasn't, because by accepting it, it was the easy way. I didn't have to change my habits. I didn't have to do anything different. I could just crack on, carry on, fine, not a bother. And then I broke my leg and ankle. It was one night I left work for the first time in ages on time, and literally 2 minutes from my front door, got my heel stuck in the cobbles, twisting action, broke my leg and ankle, and that was me in hospital for 4 days. And can I just say, like any work you do around losing weight, around habit changing, it's hard, right? But nothing is as hard as when your health is impacted that way. I would not wish anybody to break the leg, because when you break your leg, you don't have any arms because they're taking the crutches. And if you're like myself, who was a size 18 plus, no upper body strength, had never been to the gym, I lived 60 stairs up, so you had to hop up them, and I did not leave the flat for 6 weeks. I only left the flat for hospital appointments, and that was a mission. The energy, the strength it would take, not to mention the fear I knew of having one leg to hop up and down, especially around the spiral bits. The adrenaline of that and the effort just to get out the door to go to hospital appointments was huge. So you were done in weeks afterwards. And that time was really a wake up call. Whilst I'd accept being fat for my wedding, I was like, fine, I don't need to change anything. Bit of denial anyway, it's fine. Body confidence, oh, look at me, it's great. Probably total denial behind the body confidence piece. But then that wake up call from breaking my leg and ankle was the moment I was like, shit, I'm not going to be able to walk. I'm not going to be able to carry stuff. And I had to live that. It wasn't an option. But as soon as I got to the hospital and I had to get up the curb, I had to get up the stairs. And as much as my husband was there helping me, nobody can hop up the stairs for you. And my mum was like, get on your bum and walk upstairs, 60 stairs on my bum, really. And then bumping my leg up. Don't think so. So everything was extremely hard. Everything was extremely difficult. And whilst, yes, that's an accident, accidents happen, but when you're healthy and an accident happens, you can get over it quicker. When you're healthy and you need to go get treatment for something, you'll get over it quicker. But when you've got ailment after ailment, or you're just maybe not looking after your health like I wasn't, then it's going to take you longer to recover. It's going to be harder for you when you're in that moment, not just physically, but mentally too. So when you're not looking after your body, you're not looking after your mind. So when something happens, like the whole world erupts. And it's so tough because you are on your own. Don't get me wrong, you might have a very supportive family who might do cleaning for you, bring you soups, but at the end of the day, it's you who's left on your own. It's you who's left in your body, it's you who's left in your mind, and you're the one that has to deal with whatever that is. Now, you could be saying, oh, Julie, it's not that bad if I just have to take a little pill or medication. But once you start taking pills, once you start taking medication, there's a knock-on of that. There's always side effects to these things. They try to balance something else is out a killer, and it goes on and on. I was just on a podcast on Saturday with Erica in Dubai, and there was a lady from India who was talking, Anna, and she was talking about how she broke her body through diet, which meant, and stress, actually stress, mental health stress, she broke her body. And as a result, she broke her thyroid, so she's on thyroid medication for the rest of her life. And it is true about that. So yes, I broke my leg and ankle. I got my wake up call. I've since gone on to lose weight. I was at 18 plus. I'm now like a size 8. I exercise. I move every day. I got my wake up call. But the point is, I will still have to live with that. So now, because one of my legs is shorter than the other, I'm always going to have some sort of impact of that, whether it be for the hips, the back, and the other leg taking most of the weight. It's that whole thing about there's always knock-on effects. Always knock on. So if you have the opportunity, well, I'm not going to say if you have the opportunity, you have the opportunity right now to start looking after your health and not waiting till something happens. I was like, oh, fat bride, oh, well, that's fine, not a problem, because I didn't have to change anything. I could then blame the fact that I bought a dress, so I have to fit into my dress, and that's talking about losing weight, putting on weight. Either way, you've got to fit into that dress because you've just spent thousands of pounds on it. So that was a convenient excuse not to lose weight. Oh, I've only got a year to my wedding, I need to fit into this dress, fine. But then boom, along came the health and the broken leg and ankle, and I had to pay attention to my health. Like, physio is shit. If anyone's been a physio, it is mundane, it is boring. And I remember the NHS physio was like, CDs. It was so old school. It was like CDs, and it's the same repetitive over and over. And I bet you many of you have been to physio for whatever reason. It might be a sore wrist, it might be like shoulder, whatever it is. You know how mundane and boring it is doing the same exercises over and over again. But if I wanted to learn to walk again, I had to do that. And in order to do that and to heal, I had to fuel my body. And it really helped me start to connect with what foods made me feel good, what didn't, and just really wake up. Like I totally woke up. I was like in this corporate bubble of working all hours, people pleasing, trying to get different, ratings, bonuses. You're only as good as your next product. And I was doing all this, and I was doing lots of things for family members. Anyone say, Julie, jump, I'd go, how high? But who was looking after me? Nobody. No one was. And then the impact of that was my health, my weight, my general fitness, my mindset. That was left to the shit. Nobody was looking after that because I'm the only one responsible for my health, physical and mental. And as a result, I was left with a broken leg, ankle, but inside, overweight body. Inside, mentally, I was like, why is nobody coming to help me? Why aren't people showing up for me as I would expect them to, as I'd done for them?